again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another tutorial just for you. Well, hello. Hope all of you are doing really well today. As per usual, I'm doing pretty darn spiffy because it's that time of the week where I get to show you another new fabulous stitch. And today, I'm going to show you how to make what I call the Starlight lace stitch, because all these little bits of open work remind me of, sort of, glistening, burgeoning stars, and I think it's gorgeous. And I think that this would make a lovely scarf, a wrap, a shawl, a blanket, a what have you. It is very, very easy to do. It's only about, I believe, a 4-row repeat, if I'm not mistaken, and it works up super fast. Now, for this piece, I used Burnett Baby Sport, which is a weight of 3. Oh, there we go. It's a weight of 3. It is an acrylic yarn. Very, very easy to work with. Not sponsored, but, I like to let you know what it is that I use in case if you want to duplicate the results. Now, because I wanted this to have a nice drape to it, I decided to use a 5.5 millimeter size crochet hook, which is a size I, but like always, you can use whatever works best for you. That being said, let's get started, shall we? Okie dokie, so first things first, your base chain. Now, for this stitch, you're going to need a base chain, which is a multiple of 12 chains plus an additional 2 chains. So I did 3 multiples of 12, that's 36 plus my additional 2, so I've got 38 chains here. You can use however many multiples you want for whatever desired width you want. Now, as always, I suggest make up a swatch first. That way you can determine based on your gauge, your tension, the hook size that you're using, and the weight of the yarn. That way you can determine how many multiples of 12 you would need for your desired width. I always recommend this. I think it's a good idea. Also, it'll get you used to how the stitch works up. That being said, get your multiple of 12 ready, plus your additional 2, and I will get started with you. Okay, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, row 1. Going to start off by doing a double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. The skipped chains are going to count as the first double. So into the 4th chain, do a double. By the way, I'm using the same yarn and same hook that I used for my example piece. So we've got 2 doubles right out of the gate. We need to go into the next 3 chains with double crochets for a total of 5. So that's 3, 4, and 5. There we are. Chain 3. Skip 2 chains, and into the 3rd chain, double crochet, and add 9 more for a total of 10 doubles in a row. So we already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Perfect. Okay, then chain 3 again. Skip 2 chains, and then double into the next 10 chains. So it's pretty straightforward. So I already got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, there we go, and one more. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, perfect. Okay, chain 3 again, 1, 2, 3, skip 2 chains, double into the next. There we go. And we've only got 4 more chains. Double crochet into those remaining 4 so that we have a total of 5 doubles. We started with a series of 5 doubles, and we're going to finish with a series of 5 doubles. Symmetry is the order of the day. Okie, oop. There we go. Okie dokie. Okay. And there you go. That is the end of row 1. Okie doke. Row 2. Okay, so gonna start off by chaining up 2. And that's gonna count as our first double crochet. Some people, they prefer chaining up 3. I prefer chaining up 2. I think it creates a cleaner edge. Then skipping this first stitch, we're going to double into the next 2 doubles. So skip the first, go into the second with a double, and double into that next stitch. So we have a total of 3. Then chain 3, single into the chain 3 space, chain 3, skip the next 2 doubles, double into the third, and 5 more for a total of 6. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, chain 3 again, single into the chain space, oops, single into the chain space, thank you, chain 3, skipping 2 doubles, double into the third, and 5 more for a total of 6. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 3, single into the chain space, chain 3, skipping the first 2 doubles, double crochet into the next, and the last 2 for a total of 3. And I flubbed that. Bear with me a moment. Skipping those first 2, double into the third. There we go. And then into these last 2. The last stitch, yep, it is a little bit fiddly, but it is worth it. So sort of turn the chain there, and then get underneath both loops of the V. There we go. And double crochet. So we started with 3, we ended with 3, and that is the way we do it. And that is the end of row 2. Row 3. Okay, we are going to make sort of a hop, skip, and a jump, so we need to chain up 5, and that's going to count as a double crochet and a chain 3 space. So 1, 2 for the double, and then 3, 4, 5 for the chain 3 space. Turn the work, and then single crochet into this chain 3 space. like so. It will become a little bit clearer on the next row. From here, chain 3, single into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, skip the next 2 doubles, double into the next, and one more for a total of 2 doubles. There we are. Chain 3, single into the chain space, chain 3, single into the next chain space, chain 3, skip 2 doubles, double into the next 2. There we go. One more star to go. Chain 3, single into the chain space. Ooh, 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 almost lost you, but I didn't, haha. Chain 3, single into the next chain space, chain 3, and double into this last double. So again, be sure to go underneath both loops of the V there. There we go. And double crochet. And there you are. That's the end of row 3. It's getting really lacy, but we're going to bring those stars back in. So let's get to it. Row 4. Okay. Like I said, we're going to be bringing the stars, sort of reining them in, as it were. So start off by chaining up 2 for our first double. Turn the work. And then into this chain space, 2 doubles. So we went from 5 to 3 to 1, going to be to 3 again. So it's sort of this undulating count on the sides. So we've got 3 doubles, chain 3, single into the next space, the middle space, like so, chain 3, into the next chain 3 space, 2 doubles, missed apply, there we go. So 2 doubles into the chain space, a double into each of the next 2 doubles, excuse me, and then 2 doubles into the next chain space. There we go. So we went from 10 to 6 to 2 to 6. And we're going to go back up to 10 soon. But for now, chain 3 into the next chain 3 space, single, chain 3 into the next chain 3 space, 2 doubles, double into each of the next 2 stitches, two doubles into the next chain 3 space. There we are. So we got 6 doubles in total. Chain 3, single into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, into the next chain space, 2 doubles, and then to finish up with the third double, because it was a chaining of 5, we're going to go into the second chain from the bottom. So I got 1 here, and then the next one. So second chain from the bottom, work a double crochet. Yes, it's a little bit fiddly, but I think that it's worth the extra effort. Technically speaking, you could do all 3 doubles right into the chain space, but they have a tendency of shifting, and I don't think it looks quite as neat. But this, it's crisp. It's stellar. I love it. And so that, my dears, is the end of row 4. One more to go. Okay, row 5. Start off by chaining up 2. Turn the work. Double into each of the next 2. Not the first one, but the second and the third. There we go. And 2 doubles into this next chain space so that we have a total of 5. We're going to start with 5. We're going to finish with 5. So we have our 5 doubles. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Into the next chain space, 2 doubles. Double into each of the next 6. So that's a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then 2 more into the chain space for a total of 10. Like I said, we're undulating. We're going up and down with the count. So we had 10, then 6, then 2, then 6, then 10. So it's sort of like an hourglass of sorts. Okay, moving right along, footloose and fancy free. Pull out a bit more yarn, of course, because that's how we do. Okay, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into the next chain 3 space, 2 doubles, double into each of the next 6 stitches, and then 2 more in the following chain space, so that you got a total of 10. So I've already got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2 more in the chain space for a total of 10. There you go. Chain 3, into the next chain space, 2 doubles, and double into the next 3 so that we have a total of 5 at the end. And getting into that second chain from the bottom for the last double. Yes, I know it can be fiddly, but yes, I think it's worth it. And there you go. That is the end of row 5. And so you just keep repeating rows 2 through 5 over and over and over and over again until your piece is the desired length. Now I'm going to do a repeat because, well, I like spending time with you guys and I like being thorough, so let's do it together. Okay, so row 2 for the repeat. Going to start off by chaining up 2, turn the work, skipping that first stitch, going to the next 2 with double crochets. There we go. Chain 3, single into the chain 3 space, chain 3, skipping the first 2 doubles, going into the third, and 5 more for a total of 6. So already we have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, chain 3. Single into the chain space, chain 3. Skip the first 2 doubles, double into the next 6. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 3. Single into the chain space, chain 3. Skip the first 2 doubles, double into the last 3. That's 1, and 2, and second chain from the bottom. Get in there. Thank you. And that makes 3. There you go. So that is row 2 for the repeat. All right, row 3 for the repeat. Now you notice that we had 1, 3, 5, 3. Well, we got to go back down to 1. So chain up 5 so that we have a double crochet and a chain 3 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and turn. Single into that first chain 3 space. There we are. Chain 3. Single into the next space. Chain 3. Okay, skip the next 2. Double into the next 2 after that. There we go. Excuse me. Chain 3. Single into the next space. Chain 3. Single into the next space. Chain 3. Skip 2 doubles, double into the next 2 stitches. There we go. Chain 3. Single into the next chain space. Chain 3. Single into the next chain space. Chain 3. And skipping the next 2 stitches, double into the last double crochet stitch. There we go. Ta-da! And that is the end of row 3 for the repeat. Okay. Row 4 for the repeat. Okay, so starting off by chaining up 2 and turn the work into the first chain space, 2 doubles, so that we have a total of 3 on the right side. There we go. Chain 3. Single into the next chain space. Chain 3. Into the next chain space, 2 doubles. Double into each of the next 2 stitches, and 2 more in the next chain space for a total of 6. And there we go. And let me just get rid of this slight tangle I got going on. No problem there. Okay. From here, Oh, and, yes, from 10 to 6 to 2 to 6 to 10 to 6 to 2 to 6. You can see the undulation, the growing and shrinking of sorts. So we have our 6, so chain 3, single in the next chain space, chain 3. In the next chain space, 2 doubles, double into each of the next 2 stitches, two doubles into the next chain space so that we have our 6. There we go. Chain 3, single into the next chain space, chain 3, and then into the next chain space, 2 doubles, and then the last double is going to be into the second chain from the bottom. There you go. Okay, very, very spiffy. All right, onwards and upwards. Okay, so the last row, row 5 for the repeat. Start off by chaining up 2, 1 and 2, turn the work, double crochet into the next 2 stitches, two doubles into the chain space so that we have a total of 5. There we go. Okay, so now, if your piece is the desired size and you don't want to go any further, instead of chaining 3, chain 2, like so. Normally you would chain 3, but if you're finishing up, see down here, we had skipped 2 chains for this space. And the reason why we chain 3 is because it makes it easier to make more of our star eyelets. But if you're done, if you're not going any further, just chain 2. That way this top loop won't stick up quite so much. And then you would continue on by doing 2 doubles into the next chain space, and then double into the next 6, and then 2 doubles into this chain space. So if you want to keep going for row 5, do your doubles and then chain 3. If it's your last row, do a chain 2. It's totally up to you, but I think again, it's one of those little details that makes the difference as far as a sort of a cleaner look. Okay, so we've got our stitches here, and then 2 more into the chain space. There we are. And then chain 2, 2 doubles into the next chain space. Double into each of the next 6, and then 2 more into the next chain space so that we have a total of 10. But yes, of course, by all means, if you're going to keep going with your piece, I'm just doing a swatch here, but if you're going to keep going with your piece, do your chain 3 in between your doubles there. By no means am I trying to confuse you. I'm trying to help. All right. So I need 2 more doubles into this chain space here for my total of 10. And then chain 2. And then into the next chain space, 2 doubles. And to finish it on up, double into each of the last 3 stitches. And 1 more. And there you go. Ta-da! Cute little swatch. You know, this also would make, I think, a lovely table runner, or perhaps some curtains. Actually, I think curtains would look gorgeous, you know, or a coverlet, you know, really whatever tickles your fancy. And, well, there you go. And of course, timestamps in the description box as always. Alrighty. Alrighty, my dears. So that's going to conclude today's tutorial. I really hope that you liked it. And if you did, please give me a little thumbs up button down below, because you know that I appreciate your appreciation as always. Thank you for joining me. And, well, in the comments section, I want to hear from you. What sorts of projects are you going to make with this stitch? You know, is it going to be a blanket, a scarf? What sorts of colors? What sorts of yarns? Always interested in hearing from you guys. Yeah. And you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, stay safe, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now, everybody, and have a great day.